Good morning. Good morning in Swedish. Like I say, don't plan for any of this. I've been up early. I've done a little bit of legal brainstorming. I'll show you my diary. I usually say to people, my diary would make most people's heads explode, particularly when I was running 30 projects simultaneously. I don't do that anymore because, quite frankly, no one else can be asked, so I don't see why why I should be. There were things for the community that people whinge about, but they don't do anything about. So, and it's not benefiting me. I'm not going to get anything back from it financially. So I was like, why put all my time and energy and effort into doing that when no one else can be asked, and focus on myself, which is what my advice would be for most people. And if you can do some good whilst doing that, then great. So I don't really plan for it. I'm exceptionally busy all the time. I'm probably one of the only people who works 24/7, 365 days of the year. I do, because there are other people who do this as well, by the way. But because I've got so many different avenues of what I do. So exercise, nutrition, yoga teacher, breathwork coach. Did have a part-funded scholarship in somatic therapy, but they haven't really impressed me that much, so I'm letting that one go. I don't need it anyway. My yoga franchise should see me right. Lots of different things. And there's also Smarty, which is potentially, it's a cognitive function herbal tea. And I'm knocking that out at £2 a suggested donation a wrap. If I went, it was a Dragon's Den idea, but if I went on to Dragon's Den with that, one, they're really greedy, and it would bump the price up astronomically as soon as you start putting like really fancy packaging onto it and marketing and the rest of it. It would just become really unaffordable for people, or certainly bump the price up. So that's why I keep it underground, I keep it local. And I've discussed this with Department of Work and Pensions, who are absolutely fine with it. And I've also been up to the university, Falmouth and Exeter plus university. So I was up there anyway because that's where I go for my restart meetings. That's a offshoot of Department of Work and Pensions, and basically showed them my product and the promotional material that I'd done for it, and then said that I'm going to go off and just follow my feet and put a few promotional material posters up and see what I find. And I ended up following my feet and finding the wellness office up there. So I went up, I applied for, tried to infiltrate the university. I found Falmouth Town Council much easier to infiltrate for the purposes of good. That was to get to a Member of Parliament, which worked, and then they shit themselves and they ran away and they will not make contact since. And that was for a genuine plan for the British economy, which would work and would put massive income back into the British economy, of which whichever government's in power could use for whatever they wanted. But I would want a consultation fee for that, but they shit themselves and ran away. So anyway, so we're letting that one go. Fuck the British economy, apparently. That's what the members of Parliament think. Right, next. Back to the university. So I tried to get up to the university because I know they've got a lab up there. On 3 occasions I applied for 3 different jobs to try and infiltrate that university so I could then work on the lab and the scientists and try and influence them into testing the product and getting it done, so we know exactly what is going on with it. I use it all the time, and my brain functions better than most people's. And the smart people around here are starting to cotton on to that as well and starting to ask about it. But what I've done for the moment is I've visited the wellness office, handed them my promotional material. They've read it and they've gone, oh. They realised they've fucked up, and they asked if they could retain that and pass it on to the heads of the university, which is what has happened. So I'm awaiting to see if they make contact or not. It's a side project for me. It's not one that I was ever going to push. I've actually sent an email to Dragon's Den. I've sent an email saying, I want all of your money for my product, and I've sent them pictures of I'll flip my camera around. I've got a little Polaroid camera. I said we'll jump around all over the place. Got a little Polaroid camera which I've had for ages. So I've got very limited film, so I only take a few key things. But if you can see that, that's my first encounter with the world #1 breathwork coach, Dan Brule. And I sneakily took a picture of us two back there, and I posted that on socials a while ago. That was 23rd of December, and that was my first conversation with Dan. And we've got this one, that is the tea, that is Smarty. It's a blue tea, and that's a little photo that I took for it, and that's on my promotional material. This is one of the ones I've sent to Dragon's Den. It says working late on Smarty, and I've just made a little note on there that of exactly what I just said to you. I want all of your money for my product, and I've sent them that because I'm not going on there. They're greedy. I don't care about them. Then we've got this one, Smarty. That is the promotional material, and it's got that picture on it, and that's what Falmouth and Exeter Plus University have at the moment. And this is a new acquaintance, again, big in the world of breathwork and yoga, Cora. And I had the of Cora and Dan's company, online of course, from Wetherspoons Beer Garden, which is where I went because I've got no Wi-Fi in the van at the moment. And so I went there, used Wetherspoons Wi-Fi, actually purchased a drink, 40p, soda and lime. It's actually really good value. I can just do it even for cheaper than that, and they will just give me soda water and a lime wedge, lime slice, and that's free. But I don't want to take the piss, so if I've got 40p, I'll buy a drink, so at least I feel like I'm giving them something back for the fact that I'm in there. So that's what I do. But anyway, I was in there. I like to just do things a little bit differently. So I painted my face up in blue and orange, neon paint, Dutch colours. Cora is Dutch. She is the creator, by the way, of Liquid Breath and Liquid Yoga. So we did, this is with practitioners from all around the world. I get invited. Thank you so much to Louise, who sends out the emails. I get invited to the practitioners meetings, and so I've met some amazing people. Shane and Angie Saunders from Australia. I did their session last week and painted my face yellow and green for theirs. This time it was blue and orange for the colours of the Netherlands. Anyway, Cora's session was amazing. Give me another idea which I will incorporate into what I've created. I've already created it. So even though I haven't done my YTT yet, I actually have more yoga experience than any new YTT, yoga teacher training. So I'm more experienced in yoga than a huge amount of the yoga teachers out there. It's just I don't have the accreditation for it yet. So what I've done is I've thought outside of the box, and I thought, well, I've got all this wealth of knowledge and experience. I'm not a follower, I'm a leader, so I'm going to create my own yoga system, which is what I've done. I've already created it. I just would like to do it the right way, and that means getting my yoga teacher training done, so I've got certificates. But I've actually developed what, in my opinion, is the best form of yoga that is out there. It is based on a couple of concepts that are already in existence. I'm not going to go into it, but it's incorporating things that I know and love and have skills in, and it will be also the most fun form of yoga that's ever been out there. But I'm keeping it under wraps for a little bit for the moment, and I'm not teaching it on this until I've got my YTT under the belt, and then I will set up Water Spirit Yoga and Breath, and that will become a franchise, and that will be a very successful franchise. There you go. That's my plan. As well as being an ecstatic dance DJ and a music producer as well. Do you know what? I'm more going along the lines of now 100% yoga and breathwork are my main priorities. The DJing side of it, this is part of my yoga, by the way. It will be to music, and the DJing side, I can pick the music. Brilliant. So that's that bit sorted. That's easy for me. Music production. So I don't have Ableton at the moment, which is the music production software. That's £70 in the UK. And so I can't get cracking on that at all. So that'll be something later on down the line, and something I'll have to... That all of this is work. So if I go out and I exercise, it's work. I'm thinking about what I'm doing. It's a lot of it times I'm not thinking, actually. I let my mind go completely blank, and that's when really good ideas pop in. That is meditation, by the way. I don't do too well with a sitting meditation. I walk and meditate. That's how I get my ideas, and that's where things just pop in. So I'm also something called, there's daydreamers and night dreamers. Yeah, I'm a daydreamer. So, which might sound a very strange concept, but so a lot of people remember their dreams at night, and the mind, it works 10% conscious, 90% subconscious. So a lot of things that you see, smell, hear, taste, touch, without even realizing it, that's going into your subconscious mind, and a lot of that will pop into your mind in the form of dreams, 90% subconscious. Now, I don't remember dreams, and I can't remember ever remembering dreams. I'm something known as a daydreamer, and what you actually find is the daydreamers are the geniuses. So Einstein, for example, was a daydreamer. A lot of the greatest composers were daydreamers. Didn't remember dreams at night. They just let their mind drift off in the day, and ideas start to pop in. That's what I am. And this is where water, spirit, yoga and breath has come from, and my concept for it. And it will be absolutely, without doubt, the most fun form of yoga that's ever been created on this planet. It's got me behind it. And I've said this to Cora and Dan, that I've created this, and that I will also be using one of the ideas that I've picked up from Cora's session and incorporate that into my yoga as well. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to get my YTZ done, get this launched, and pass a wealth of benefits that it will provide to other people. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I am genuinely so excited to get this up and running. It's going to be ace. But there you go. Right, where have we got to? Oh, 12 minutes in, that's all right. So, YouTube post, I was going to call it, I like to just think of random names and they just pop into my head. So I've already mentioned Star Wars on a previous post, explaining that I'm like a Jedi Knight and the police are like the evil Empire. But this one I was going to call Star Wars or Harry Potter. And I'll explain that. So before my life went really, really weird, and lots of things started happening, I'd actually applied and got accepted into what I call the real Hogwarts, which is up in Scotland, and holistics basically. So a lot of things with me point back to serpentine snakes. So in the Mayan sort of astrology and the human count calendar, the Chalkish, there's 20 different sort of animals or things, I'll just call it a thing, 20 different things that go around. That's the human count calendar, yeah? And my Mayan energy is actually snake, which is Can. So in the world of Harry Potter, I'd be Slytherin, which isn't a bad thing, by the way. That's actually like an amazing energy to have if you're from the Maya. Oh, speaking of the Maya, so that is actually the equivalent of a Bible to the Mayans. So that's the Popol Vuh, and it is the sacred book of the ancient Quiche Maya. It's essentially, it's a storybook for children with a lot of metaphors in it. So the Mayans don't actually believe in God per se. They believe in the 5 creation energies: Salom, Kajalom, Sayakol, Bitol, and Sapehu Kukumats. But we won't go into that right now. I've studied with the Mayan and the Inca, and I know a lot about a lot. So anyway, the university has my promotional material for Smarty. And on the way back, me being me, someone was reading a book at the train station. I was like, oh, it's nice to see someone reading a book rather than on their phone all the time. Get into a conversation. I won't go too much into that, but all I'm saying is that if you are watching, because we didn't exchange any details or anything, but she does know I do a YouTube channel, and I said, following a conversation, that I'd look into hypothyroidism. It took me about 20 seconds. She's into the possibility of natural methods rather than Western drugs. So lemon balm leaf or bugleweed, whatever you want to call it. It's all Harry Potter, isn't it? So I've contacted someone who I know who's opened the first apothecary in Cornwall. That's down in Penzance. She has got all the accreditation. She's called Ruth Weaver. I sent her an email asking if she'd got either lemon balm leaf or bugleweed. She has got lemon balm leaf. She is the professional. She has all the accreditation. I'm kind of like a hermit sage, so I do get things right, but she is the professional version, yeah. She has got lemon balm leaf in both leaf and a tincture, but I would highly recommend getting in touch with her. She's called Ruth Weaver from Apothecary Forager in Penzance. You can find that online. Get in touch. She can get bugleweed in as well, but there's your alternative treatment for hypothyroidism. There you go. I said I'd have a look at it. It didn't take me very long, but there you go. All right, Smarty update, done that. NHS Wellness, done that. Oh, this is cool. Rattling through it. So I've mentioned Cora and Dan. They're like pioneers, as well as Annalise Hagen Pendleton. She's the pioneer of and creator of face yoga. So a lot of the people I talk to around breathwork and yoga are pioneers, are creators. They didn't follow someone else, they've created something of their own. Yeah, they probably, followed someone first, like I have done. Yoga for over 25 years, but I'm also a champion already in my own right. I was the top PR in Ibiza in 2001, so a little bit different, but when it comes to promotion and self-promoting, I'm a champion. I was in 2001 anyway, and we won't go into it, but yeah, it's kind of why I'm doing this really, and also it's my own diaries to myself. I don't know if anyone looks at this. I don't actually check to see if anyone's even looked at it, subscribed to it, whatever. Likewise, I pay no attention to social media either. I go on it, I bump a post on, and I'm straight off it. So people have to contact me direct, really, if they want me to know about something. Otherwise, I'm just not going to know about it, and I'm perfectly happy just doing what I'm doing anyway. And that's that. Routines. It's always good to have a routine if you can. So, to simplify things, I exercise after every meal. This is why I am actually quite prepared. I was going to say this is why I wasn't prepared this morning. I'm not prepared in terms of I don't plan loads of stuff out. I just write a little bullet point. But I had breakfast. I had like a wash and everything like that. This seems to be what I'm just wearing generally now. So most of the time, because this is the best jacket you could ever invest in, and it's workout gear in a cooler climate like this. It's a one jacket that does everything apart from it's not waterproof. That's the only thing, but it's been designed specifically like that. So if I know it's going to be a wet day, I'll take my Rab, which is a very good British brand, waterproof jacket. It's bright orange, high-vis, effectively, and my black North Face waterproof trousers. So I wore these on my this jacket, which is really thick pile lined, really warm. I chucked this around as well, this on my head. I actually put my black waterproof trousers on as well and walked over to Penryn following having breakfast at the Salvation Army and filled up my backpack full of food, and I was all in black and hoofed it back. and I did stop in at Adonis, the supplement store, who, when you just find people you get on with, they're into wellness, they're into supplements, and they know their stuff. So we just get on, and I popped in there on the way back. Basically, I'd worn all of this. I took the leggings off, the waterproof trousers off just before I'd got there, just to let my legs breathe a little bit, because what I'd intentionally done is made a sauna suit, so it just sweats it out of you. I can't afford a sauna, but this is a free sauna. So I was really hot and sweaty, but I went in and I spoke with, I've been told she's called G, asked if she's got scales. They're really good in there, and we weighed me without the backpack, wearing all my gear, and then with the backpack. So I now know my weights. So I'm 59.3 kilos clothed, and my backpack weighed 78.6 kilos. Sorry, my backpack, that was me with the backpack on. So my backpack weighed 19.3 kilos. It has been heavier previously, but then I had other items which in my backpack that I carry around with me all the time in my smaller pack. I'd taken everything out of the bigger pack to accommodate the food, apart from first aid kit, which I put in, and a few other key bits, just in case, for me or for someone else. So, pack weighed 19.3 kilos, I weigh 59.3 kilos. So, but that's clothed as well, so it's about a third of my body weight. So I'm not suggesting that people go out and try and run around or speed march, that's what tabbing is, with a third of their body weight, because unless you got your fitness up, it's probably not going to be that healthy for you. Not initially anyway. It will be eventually, or would be, but that's what I do. And I speed march back from Penryn, and then I came back up to the van, and I took a picture for Insta to show this is what you can do. And then I put all my shopping away, and I made a healthy meal. I had a wash first, I got changed, in some clean clothes, had a healthy meal, and then I went back down to Adonis to say thank you, change over the staff. But we had a chat, and sort of had a chat about my yoga concept and what I've created. And they, again, liking the idea. As anyone who I do let in on it, they are loving the idea. It is a winner, 100%. And they like the idea that much. They gifted me a protein bar, which I accepted gratefully as well. So thank you very much for that. You lot down there are amazing. Routines. Eat, then exercise, walk it off. It's your digestive fire. In Ayurveda terms, that's called your Agni, which they've known about for 5,000 years. You just don't let food sit there. Get your shit moving, basically. So after each meal, I might let it settle just for a very brief moment at a time, but then I'm up on my feet and I'm moving. Even if it's a gentle walk, you're just getting something moving around your body rather than slumping out like a slob. I told you I speak my mind on this thing. This is my therapy session. I'll just tell it how it is. This is what I do. I appreciate not everyone can do this, but it's what I do. Routines as well. So I've juggled around a few things. I was going to be back at the van so that Smarty is available for people between the hours of 10 and 2. That's the working hours, effectively, in Ayurveda. But then I was thinking, actually, my main area of work and focus is yoga and breathwork. Exercise. So why am I sticking myself back in the van when that's my core function? Smarty is just a little side project, and if it helps people, then it helps people with Alzheimer's. Great. If someone wants to cotton onto it and get in touch and actually run some testing. But to me, it's a couple of quid in my pocket whilst I'm around. And I'm the only... it's as simple as that. So that's your routines. Get into one. It works out well. Sometimes you've got to be adaptable as well. Things change. Updates on the police. So this was yesterday. I had gone to Wetherspoons in the morning because, like I say, I'm not going to tie myself to the van in the morning, I'm going to get out and about, exercise a bit and do what I want to do. And then in my creative period, which is between 2 and 6, I can be back at the van, but I'm going to give myself a little bit of leeway so I can exercise after lunch. So 3 till 6 I'll be back at the van, and that's when I'll actually be here doing whatever, some creative work. This is actually something that I did last night. I'll just show you, flip that. So I've got a load of these pens. These are acrylic painter pens. Loads of different colours. I mentioned them before. It's amazing what you can do. You can just they're fabric friendly, they're water based. You can just basically paint whatever you want on a t-shirt. I will actually chop the sleeves off on that later and make it into a vest, but it's too bloody cold to wear that around here at the minute. Scissors are there to remind me. I mentioned my bag. I will get to the police in a minute. I mentioned my bag. I've always been just curious as to what women keep in their handbags. Handbags come in a variety of different sizes, obviously, but just so much stuff going on in there. Well, that's kind of what my backpack's like, to be fair. And I've seen someone when I was at a van life centre. I was sorting my pack out, going through his first aid kit out, this, that, and the other, and everything's in different compartments, so I know exactly where everything is. And I've also got little Sealy bags, so it keeps things waterproof to a degree. And I've got a waterproof liner inside the main part as well, so I don't damage any of my books. Got loads of them. So that's just a small amount of my books. There's a cupboard full up there as well. But yeah, what's in women's handbags? So in my backpack, I've generally always got a lighter. I've got a lighting stick, like that, in case your lighter fails. I've got a ring measurer because I like rings. I've got loads of things. There's a tampon in there that I found on the street. It's wrapped. It's which I can strip down and use to make fire. It would have just gone in the bin otherwise. So I'm using it recycling. And it's there in case I need to make a fire on the beach or something. Starts a fire really easy, especially just do that, light it, little bits of kindling, off you go. Right, let's set that off because it's 27 minutes already. Police. So I was gone to Spoons after exercise. I was intending on reading the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, which is one of the main texts for yoga teachers. And it is that one. And I bought that second-hand a while back from eBay when I could use a postal address. But that is basically the philosophy. So that's what I'd gone there to read. And then an email popped in from Devon and Cornwall Police regarding the complaint regarding they hadn't fed me within 6 hours, a breach of Pace Code C. So I'll make a long story short. I saved them. If it wasn't for me asking 3 times, once when I was getting booked in at custody, a second time from the intercom in my cell, and a third time from my intercom at the cell. And I did point out that I was Ayurveda and I hadn't eaten since 6 a.m. that morning, and finally got fed much later. But this is where they just fall within the 6 hours, and that's only because I reminded them and I'd asked them 3 times. So I have actually saved Devon and Cornwall Police there. But this was never really going to be one of my complaints. It was just an afterthought. This isn't the bulk of my complaint at all. But what that has now done is it's given me the timings, because someone else has done the work for me. They've requested the custody CCTV. So that would be my piece of advice. If you're ever get into custody, request the CCTV, because it disappears, it gets deleted. So I knew that I didn't have to do that because someone's already done that for me, because on the back of my complaint about Pace Code C, they take your watch from you. I had no idea about timings. I could only estimate. It feels like a really long time when you're in there. Time just disappears. So it felt like I'd been in there about 11 hours. It wasn't quite. But I saved them from breaching Pace Code C. But what it has done fantastically is it's given me all the timings of when I was booked in, when I was interviewed, when I was released from custody. And so following receiving that email and working the timings out, I've actually phoned IOPC, which are like the police of the police, if you like, notifying them of the complete and utter botch up that Devon and Cornwall Police have made of everything, generally. So I've already made contact with IOPC. Now they can't, I know, and I've actually said that to them, I understand that you can't do anything until the allegation against me, if you like, by Devon and Cornwall Police, which is a load of bollocks, and it will just disappear. Until that's out the window, there's not a lot that you can do to pursue Devon and Cornwall Police, but I'm just making you aware of it. So following on making contact with IOPC, I've then sent an email on a walk. I've gone for a walk, I stopped, I sent an email off to the person who'd sent me, the case handler, the person who'd sent me the notification and the timings that there was no breach of Pace Code C. I thought, fantastic, thank you very much, I've now got a contact. So I've emailed her back to say, please retain the CCTV, that is evidence of the emotional and mental distress caused to me whilst I was incarcerated by Devon and Cornwall Police, or words to that effect. I've now got the timings of that. I know when I lost my shit, intentionally, because I stopped regulating my own nervous system, because I was like, I'm doing them a favour by doing this, why am I doing that? And I have to consciously make that decision to switch it off, and it is very hard for me to switch that off now because I just don't lose my shit. But I did on that occasion, and that is recorded on custody CCTV, and I now know exactly when that is as well, and that is evidence. And I've said that. I said Devon and Cornwall Police have covered shit up regarding me before. Please do not do that. I've notified the IOPC that this is in existence. Any attempt to destroy that evidence or tamper with it will not be looked at favourably. I've had a confirmation email back that they have now retained that CCTV, which will be my evidence of my complaint against them, part of them. Did have 9 complaints, I reduced it to 6 because I had got thoughts of offering my services as a breathwork coach back to Devon and Cornwall Police later on down the line, as a way that their officers can reduce stress and anxiety. Also assist with PTSD and lots of other things. But to be honest, after what Devon and Cornwall Police have done, I've not really got any intention of coming back to this country. I will leave the country, and with my yoga franchise, I won't ever have to come back. It's just me doing what I feel is right for me. That's what I intend on doing anyway. Right, 32 minutes, just coming up to 33 minutes. See you later, that's it for now. Vicious, Hador, catch you later. Bye bye bye. Namaste, people.